What if I could have 20 people show up at your dealership this month? People who are happy to see you, pre-qualified, pre-set appointments. What if every single one of them had their title in hand wanting you to buy their car? How would that make you feel? Good. This presentation is for dealers involved with credit acceptance, but there are very limited spots available for each city for reasons which I will explain shortly. In listening to credit acceptance dealers, the biggest industry challenge, the biggest frustration that I've heard has become acquiring inventory. It's really not your fault. The subprime crisis, cash for clunkers, fewer rental units, lower lease turnover, and inflation are all affecting the used car market. Even at auctions, more people than ever are bidding your good vehicles out of your buying sweet spot. Imagine for a moment that inventory wasn't a problem for you anymore, because we're going to show you a way to solve your inventory problems and leverage your sales too. What if I told you I can find your top selling used cars, find those people who want to sell, and get them to call your dealership to trade in their car before talking to anyone else? And they just might buy another car from you. Here's what I want you to imagine. It's 5:30 p.m. and a lady driving a super clean silver Honda Accord with 105,000 miles on it drives onto your lot. She slowly slides out of her car and she asks for you by name. She says, "I brought my title with me. Who can take a look at my car?" Does it get any better than that? We all know that people who want to sell their cars use classified ads. We also know from the past 15 years that good technology destroys old ways by making them more efficient. Because of our past success in helping credit acceptance dealers, you get to see this program before anyone else, because you helped us help you. I'm privileged to introduce to you Trade-in Leads, the only trade-in program in the auto market today where individual sellers, people wanting to sell their cars, call you first. Why is this important? Because dealers must take advantage of every opportunity to purchase used vehicles and take buyers off the market before their competition does. Well, how does it work? In today's marketplace and with today's technology, it's all about speed. If you're there first, you win. We track every classified auto post on the internet as soon as it posts in real time. With our technology, first we weed out all of the duplicate ads and dealer ads and are left with all of the individuals selling cars. Then, once a new post hits in your area, we communicate to the seller an indication of interest to purchase. They call, and we route the call to you first. This happens within seconds of the ad posting. We have two tiers of calls to deliver. For Buy Here, Pay Here, we have $1,000 to $4,000 cars, and for larger dealers, we have $4,000 to $15,000 cars to deliver. You choose. And you can choose both. All you have to do is first choose your market area. Then customize your order. How many calls do you want a month? Or do you want a whole area? Who personally is going to receive these calls? We need individual cell numbers for your salespeople versus the dealer switchboard, because sellers are expecting individuals when they call. We can also send the information to your CRM and email. You begin receiving calls within 30 minutes of your account activation. You will also receive a proven script for gathering the trade information and setting a good appointment. Here are some calls that we have already routed in our test campaign. So you receive fresh trade-in calls. No competitive bidding like at auction, no buy fees or transportation fees. Cars and titles come to you and you generate inventory and more sales. Here's an example from our test campaign we ran for a dealer. In 30 minutes, we generated 17 calls, which the dealer turned into 5 appointments. Dealership results: bought 1 car, sold 1 car. The program more than paid for itself. This program works as well for the dealer selling 50 units a month as the dealer moving 125 units a month. If you just bought 1 car and sold 1, you will have over a 300% return on your investment. But what if you bought 5 and you sold 5? This really is a no-brainer. For only $4 per call, you receive qualified, fresh calls from people wanting to sell their car as soon as they post their intention to sell. So when I showed this program to a state association director, in his wisdom, he asked me a really simple question. A question that'll change your business if you listen for a couple more minutes. Simple question, profound consequences, and results for your dealership. My friend asked, he said, Ken, so why wouldn't I just buy 100 calls? I mean, there's no price break for 200 or 300. And honestly, I didn't have an answer. Objection noted. You see, when my friend Jim asked me that question, I initially thought, okay, no problem. The dealer could buy 100 calls, get great results, and then scale to 300 calls in the next month or 2. But here's why that recipe won't work. When's the last time an independent dealer got the same opportunity as a franchise dealer on any program? Let me ask you another question. If 15 people want the same car on your lot, who drives home in it? See, I was doing some research on our program in Texas specifically, and I saw something that stopped me dead in my tracks and a cold sweat broke out over my forehead. Here's what I saw in bold red letters. Sold out. Now that may or may not seem important to you right now. Let me show you why it is and why you need to pay attention now. See, nationwide, I do have over 849,000 people who want to sell their car. So I've got plenty, right? Here's where the cold sweat began forming on my forehead as I realized they don't all live in one city in Texas. As a matter of fact, as I went to do more research in our database, this is what I saw. Because of posting volume, Houston can only support 15 to 20 dealers. Dallas can support 20 to 25. One dealer could take some smaller outer lying areas. So by ordering 300 calls, if you made 1 sale, you break even. Everything else is pure profit. You see, if I was a franchise dealer, I'd buy every single call in my area. And by the way, we had one dealer do that. He bought 4,000 calls. And you know why? Because it gives me a chance to control all the trade-ins in my area, possibly for the next 10 years. The great Ricky Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last. And that will apply today. Here's why. You need to seriously consider buying 200 to 300 calls, maybe even 1,000. Once you have your market, you have it for as long as you're on this program. Anyone else attempting to sign up for your market will see this. You see, you don't have time to scale. You have to decide now how much of your trade-in market do you want to control. Because I doubt there'll be an opportunity to upgrade due to the demand for these calls. So why was Steve Jobs so great? Because he could see what no one else saw. We will sell out. I'm confident. Honestly, that's my job to make sure it does sell out. I really don't know how many spots are really available. Maybe only 53. Depends on your area. It may just be 1. When they're gone, they're gone. First come, first served. So how do I reserve my market for trade-in leads. It is very important to follow these directions to reserve your spot. First thing to do, send me an email now at kenbrowning@cloud1.com with your name, dealership information, and phone number, how many calls you want to reserve, and the city that you want those calls coming from. Your timestamp on your email will be your reservation. I will email you the sign-up documents, call you, and help walk you through the startup process. If you wait, you lose. We are going to sell out. So what area do you want? It's time to take action. One more time, here's the contact information and the procedure. Your email is your reservation. Send me an email now at kenbrowning@cloud1.com with your name, dealership information and phone number, how many calls you'd like to reserve, and the city you want to reserve them in. Your timestamp will be your reservation. I'll email you the sign-up documentation, call you, and help you get started. I look forward to partnering with you with Trade-in Leads to help you achieve your goals.